Hello ladies and gentlemen, I'm David from digitalbyte.com. Today I'm going to show you how to set up a Windows machine as a transparent proxy in the Windows environment. Today I'm using Windows Server 2012. It's the only ISO file I had at hand, ready to install in a virtual environment. Anyhow, you can do this with any Windows version, should be fine. Please refer to my first Squid installation video to learn how to configure and install Squid, and also how to set up the Windows firewall to work with Squid. In network connections, we have two NICs connected to our machine here. One is called Internet, and the other one we've called LAN. So the Internet network connection is the one connected to the Internet router or modem, and the second connection is the one connected to our switch, which ends up connecting to all of our users, client machines. Following this diagram, we have the Internet NIC on the Internet connection on our machine is connected to the Internet or your router of some kind, and the LAN is the one that connects to the switch to all the users and Wi-Fi users as well as mobile users. To set up Internet connection sharing, you have to right-click on your Internet connection. Left-click on Properties, head over to the Sharing tab, allow other users connect through this Internet's computer connection enabled, leave all the other settings alone, and finish with OK. Doing so, Windows will take the other connection and set it up in a way where once you plug it into your a second machine or to a switch, it starts giving out IP addresses to all other machines and starts sharing the Internet connection. Next, we want to edit our Squid's config file to allow it the transparent operations. Now, following from our first video, head to local disk, Squid, etc. or etc, and we're after our squid.config file. You can edit the file using the inbuilt Notepad, or in our case, we're going to be using Notepad++, which can be downloaded from the Notepad's ++ website. In the program, we're going to hit Control F, or we're going to go to Search, Find, and we're going to be searching for HTTP port. Hit next a few times until you find the HTTP port underscore port 3128, which is unhashed using the hash symbol. Exit the Find window. Here, what you want to do is add a space and type in transparent. Once complete, hit save, exit the file. Next, we'll be needing a software called Bandwidth Manager from SoftPerfect, which is going to be doing our IP range port forwarding. Doing so, we're going to use the trial version, download free trial, save the file to your desktop or wherever. In this case, I've already pre-downloaded the software. Double click on the software, run, click next, agree with the terms, choose wherever to save the software. In this case, we'll leave on the default, next, install everything, next, install. Install the additional device software. You may leave the tick for launch the Bandwidth Manager and finish. Localhost is your default username and there's no password. Hit OK to continue. You're now connected to localhost. First, you need to create a map for the software. Click on Tools, Mappings, a new map. We're going to call this map Squid Port. We want to redirect that to 3128. Click OK. Close the window. Now what we want to do is add a new rule. We're going to call this rule Squid. We're going to leave it in both directions. You can leave the protocol in any, but in this case we're going to be choosing TCP/UDP. Leave the rate on unlimited. Now this is the really important part here, network interface. This selection here, we're going to be choosing the network card which is connecting to your clients. You have to remember that. Back on the other window where we had the internet and the LAN connection on our machine, the two Ethernet ports, we're going to be connecting to LAN. See, we have internet and LAN. I named one of them LAN, so I'm going to be clicking on LAN. That's the one that's facing all of our clients or our switch. For sources, we're going to be choosing IPv4 address range. Now the range, we're going to be, to find the range, start up one of your other client machines, right click on connections, right click on the internet connection, open network and sharing center, and on the client's machine connection, which is connecting to your server machine, which is sharing its internet connection, click on details and you'll find its IP address. Now, see, in this case, I've got 9.2.168.1.11. We can create a range from 192.168.1.000 all the way to 192.168.1.225. So by checking our client's machine, we now know pretty much our basic IP range. And our range is going to go to for our sources, we're going to leave it at for our source port, we're going to leave on any. Now moving on to destination, we're going to be choosing any for the address, but for the port we're going to be specific and we're only going to pick port 80. On the advanced tab, we're going to be clicking on process following through the mapping, and we're going to choose our Squid port that we created earlier, and we're going to click OK. Now we're going to be starting up our Squid server, and everything should be functional. So Squid started successfully. We can check by going to Task Manager and finding that Squid is in the background, running A-OK. So now what you want to do is hop over to your client's machine and revert any proxy settings in your web browser back to default, so auto detect. And then hop over to Google or some kind of specific website you can maybe use, or digitalbyte.com maybe, and head back to the Squid folder. Head back to the Squid folder, open up VAR or VAR, logs, and access. Here you should have a log with all the websites you've accessed on your client machine, and if it's all successful, it should show up here. And you'll notice that from when it logs the IP address is the same of the servers. That is because the program bandwidth manager is forwarding the requests from the actual server back to the same server. So you end up with all the IP addresses from the same machine. But you will have successfully set up a transparent Squid proxy server in a Windows environment. Common mistake is to make sure that your internet connection sharing is set up and working correctly. Second mistake you have to make sure that is working is setting up your advanced firewall settings. So check with my first video. I'll be linking in the video right now. And once you've gone through that, make sure that you've set that up correctly, so all the ports are all A-OK. and you will have a successfully running machine. Thank you guys for sticking through the video. Definitely much appreciated. Please do leave a thumbs up if I've helped you out, and leave a comment down below if you're experiencing any issues or troubles following the tutorial and setting up your Squid proxy in transparent mode. I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. May not get back to everybody. I will be back soon with another video. Stay tuned, guys.